The Last of Us Season 1 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching The Last of Us, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that's the case and you find out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. Quick disclaimer, I've never played either of the Last of Us video games. I know very little about the video games. The reason why I'm watching this show and reviewing it, because the trailer for the show before it came out looked phenomenal, and YouTubers that saw it early had nothing but high praise regarding this show. So that's why I'm covering it. This will be The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 4. The title of this episode is called Please Hold On to My Hand. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Episode starts off with Ellie pointing the gun that she found at Bill and Frank's place at Amir, and Joel is getting gas out of another vehicle as the gasoline, because of how much time has passed, doesn't last that long, so they have to resort to different ways to get new gasoline. And Ellie is giving Joel, while he's doing this, some jokes and puns. And she mentions that she also wants to see a tank, because she's never seen a tank before. Bill, or maybe it was Frank, or both of them, had a male nude magazine in the back of the truck, or Playboy but not Playboy, that Ellie looks at. And then she asks Joel, why are all the pages stuck together? And then she says, I'm just fucking with you. They're listening to Hank Williams on their long drive, and they're heading to Wyoming to meet with Joel's brother Tommy. And Ellie is able to see a tank on the drive, and then Joel says that's enough for the day, and Joel pulls over and drives into the woods so they can camp. Ellie is eating 20-year-old Chef Boyardee ravioli. Hey, that would be great. If that's all that's left to eat, hey, I wouldn't mind that. I'm sure it tastes just fine, whether it's 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old. Who knows? And then it's bedtime. And then Ellie says her sleeping bag smells good, and Joel says that would be a Frank thing. Ellie tells Joel a scarecrow joke. He was outstanding in his field, was the answer to the joke. That's kind of funny. And when she wakes up in the morning, Ellie smells Joel's coffee and thinks it smells like shit. Ellie wants to hear about Tommy since they've got about 25 hours left on the road till Wyoming. And Joel mentions that Marlene talked Tommy into joining the Fireflies, and now he's apparently on his own out there in Wyoming, and Joel's got to go get him. And then Joel calls Ellie Cargill, and Joel says that he made a promise to Tess, and that's why he's doing what he's doing for Ellie. Otherwise, he would have probably ditched her. And then Joel comes across a bunch of vehicles blocking the way forward and tells Ellie to stay put. They're in Kansas City right now, and they decide, or Joel decides to turn around. And then Joel sees a guy that's asking for help on the road, and he's like, oh shit, somebody's trying to set us up. And then they get attacked by a group living in what appears to be some sort of downtown area. I might be wrong on that. I'm sure all this was in the game that I don't know anything about. And Joel shoots one of them, and then the others get pissed, and then they're firing back at Joel. He has Ellie hide in this room where only it seems like a child could fit into. And then Joel's getting choked out by a guy, and Ellie saves Joel and shoots the guy. Now, he doesn't die. He's just really wounded, and possibly he's not moving much in terms of like his legs. He's just maybe something affected him. But whatever the case may be, the guy says his name is Brian, and they're not fighting anymore, he says, and that he thinks that they can now be friends and trade. Like it was a misunderstanding. And unfortunately for Brian, Joel doesn't want to hear anything, tells Ellie to go back into that room she was hiding in, and then Joel ends up killing this Brian character who seemed more like an older teenager, possibly young adult. And we meet Kathleen, who's actually one of the stars of Yellow Jackets, who is talking to an old man. Apparently, it's her doctor that gave birth to her. Like, he was the doctor when her mother gave birth. And she points a gun to his head. Now, we don't know. I don't know a lot about this character or this guy. I don't know anything about him. So, if there's something that I don't know, please leave it in the comment section. And Kathleen finds out about both of her people that are dead. The guy that was shot by Joel, and then this Brian character. And her people were asking her, like, if we had a doctor, she was asking if we have a doctor, can we bring him back? And they're like, no, they're dead. They're already dead. And then Kathleen actually shoots the old man that she was talking to, who looked like Gus from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, but I'm not 100% sure if that was him or not. And she wants them being her army of people, to find out who did this and kill them all. Joel and Ellie are hiding in a business, not an apartment. It seems like they're searching all the apartments currently, but they know that they've got to move soon, otherwise they will get found. And Joel talks to Ellie about the guy she shot, but he finds out it wasn't her first time shooting someone. Kathleen checks out an attic and keeps mentioning a Henry character, who I obviously don't know anything about. And if that person's in the game, which I'm sure they are, make sure you give me something in the comments section. I think I might know who Henry is due to the end of the episode, but I don't know. But anyway, Joel and Ellie go to a building where they have to walk up 45 flights of stairs. And Ellie asks Joel how he knew there was an ambush when the guy was hurt when they were in the truck. And Joel says that he's been on both sides, and Ellie asked if he killed innocent people before, and Joel doesn't answer that question. So they find a room that they feel is safe to sleep in, and Joel actually puts glass all over the floor so he'll hear someone sneak up on them. And then Joel asks Ellie about her first time hurting someone, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Ellie says she asked Joel about the glass because, she noticed that he doesn't hear too well from his right side. And then she randomly tells Joel that diarrhea is hereditary and that it runs in your genes. Like, when you have diarrhea, it runs in your genes, meaning genes in scientific terms, and your genes being, blue genes you're wearing. And then Joel wakes up to Ellie screaming his name as a man in what appears to be his son, whom are both African American, have their guns drawn on Joel and Ellie. And that is what ends the episode. So this episode to me wasn't that good. Maybe there was a lot of stuff in the game that this episode covered that I didn't get. I don't think there was anything that intriguing. I didn't learn more about the virus. It was just basically, or the fungus, it was just basically Joel and Ellie having bonding time, which we need, but the first 3 episodes I think were really solid. And this one doesn't hold a candle to the first 3 episodes. So, again, I'm new to The Last of Us. I don't know everything about it. I'm just basing this off of the episode, didn't really grab me, and I was kind of bored and just waiting for it to end. Of course, the ending was a little crazy with the random people with their guns drawn on them, but nonetheless, I'm going to score the episode a 7.8 out of 10. I thought about giving it a 7.1, but I'm going to give it a 7.8. And my character of this episode is going to be Ellie, because I thought this episode developed her character a lot, and she did save Joel from this Brian character. So, you've heard what I have to say. Now, of course, it's your turn. First of all, if you're a fan of The Last of Us, which I hope you are if you're watching this video, to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure you Hulk smash that like button, share the video with anybody you know, put this video on any one of your social media platforms, sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode. What would you rate the episode? And whom would be your character of the episode? If you have information that I don't know about the game pertaining to this episode, if you want to leave as much as you can in the comment section without spoiling future events in The Last of Us, that would be greatly appreciated. I have some video recommendations right here, here, and here. Just playlists and random videos that you may or may not be interested in. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.